Good morning everyone. Myself Tejasri, working as guest lecturer in physics. Today I am going to discuss about the topic linear vector space. So in this topic, first of all I am going to discuss about introduction to linear vector space, next history, then vector spaces, next its certain axioms. Introduction. First, let's look at some of the mathematical tools needed to deal with quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics is based heavily on operators algebra, which in turn is based heavily on linear algebra. So to make sense of the mathematical formalism of quantum mechanics, let's review some algebraic concepts, which means we can say in depth as we all know that for quantum mechanics, the basic feature is nothing but the assumption that the entire information of the particular system is contained in psi, which is nothing but wave function psi. This psi is a function of many variables like spatial coordinates and spin. This wave function psi can be expressed as linear combination of complete orthogonal set of basis function. Therefore, if the variables within this wave function psi, if the variables take continuous range of the values, then the function psi can be treated as ordinary continuous wave function. Suppose if the variables take discrete values, it is convenient to use matrix notation or matrix representation of the vector space and linear operators which operate on it. Therefore, here it is desirable to develop a mathematical structure which contains all these concepts in a unified single way. Let's now begin with some vector spaces. History. In the year 1844, Hermann Grassmann gave the introduction to the vector spaces, and in 1888, Giuseppe Peano gave the definition of vector spaces and linear maps. So, what is vector space? A vector space which is represented with capital V is a set that is closed under finite vector addition and scalar multiplication, which is nothing but this vector spaces is based under two operations. One is vector addition and the other is scalar multiplication. Therefore, the set of all integers is not a vector space, which means an integers with a set of integers is never going to be a vector space. That is, if 1 belongs to vector space, then 1 by 2 belongs to the real members R. Therefore, 1 by 2 into 1 equal to 1 by 2 does not belongs to the vector space. Therefore, it is not closed under scalar multiplication. Next, the set of all second degree polynomials is not a vector space. Suppose p of x is equal to minus x, q of x is equal to 2x plus 1. Therefore, this p of x plus q of x is equal to x plus 1, which is not closed under vector spaces, that is scalar multiplication. Therefore, we have certain axioms which is nothing but it has certain set of rules which can, if it were satisfied, then it would consider as vector space. Otherwise, the set vector space won't be considered as vector spaces. The axioms need to be satisfied to be a vector spacer. So, since we are following the two operators, the one is vector addition and the other is scalar multiplication. Okay, coming to the vector addition, for addition we have commutative property, associative property, existence of negativity, which is nothing but inverse operator, existence of 0. So we know that for commutative property, x plus y equal to y plus x. Associative property, x plus y of plus z equal to x plus of y plus z. Existence of negativity, which is nothing but inverse operator, which is x plus of minus x equal to 0. Existence of 0 is x plus 0 equal to x, and for this each axioms we have an example derivations which we have well known knowledge about this. Now coming to the scalar multiplication. So first we have associativity of scalar multiplication, which is ab of u equal to a into b of u. Right hand distributive is k of u plus v is equal to ku plus kv. Left hand distributive is a plus b of u is equal to au plus bu. Law of identity is 1 into u equal to u. These were certain axioms which need to be satisfied to become the vector space. So in quantum mechanics, this vector space or linear space, which is nothing but linear vector space, mainly use it to identify the eigenvalues and its eigenfunctions. So we are going, when we measure, which means when we are calculating the observable physical quantity. So according to the classical mechanics, since it deals with the particle nature, where we have the particular or finite uh, finite observable physical quantity values, nothing but momentum, position, etc. Therefore we are coming to the quantum mechanics. In quantum mechanics, since we are dealing with microscopic particles, which we are saying that it exhibits wave nature, and we are assuming that this wave function and the form of psi, and we are saying that all the information of that particular system can be calculated or can be taken through this wave function psi, which means this psi represents the observable physical quantity values in the form of eigenvalues and eigenfunctions, where we use the variables or otherwise certain quantities or otherwise certain variables as by using linear vector spaces. So this is about linear vector spaces. Thank you.